Welcome back. So today we are going to talk about one of the biggest, deadliest account killers in trading. It's that awful, sinking feeling you get when you're in a losing position and you just wait, you hope, maybe you even pray for a reversal. We are going to break that habit for good. Let's dive right in. You know, I'm willing to bet that every single person listening to this has felt this exact thing, right? You're in a trade, it starts moving against you, and every logical part of your brain is just screaming, "Get out!" But you don't. You just sit there, kind of frozen, watching, waiting, and just hoping. It's a universal feeling, a real trading pain point, and today we are going to dismantle it piece by piece.
So this feeling, it actually has a name. We're calling it the hope trap. And let's be super clear about this, because it's important. It's denial disguised as strategy. That's the perfect way to put it. This is what happens when you completely throw your trading plan out the window and you replace it with pure, unfiltered wishful thinking. So this isn't about a bad technical setup. It's about a really dangerous psychological pitfall.
Okay, so what does falling into this trap actually look and feel like when you're in the heat of the moment?
Well, it's kind of like a slippery slope. It always starts small, right? You nudge your stop loss a little further away. Just a few more pips, you tell yourself. Then you start thinking, hey, it's cheaper now. I'll just average down. You convince yourself you're getting a bargain when really you're just doubling down on a mistake. And all the while, you're just glued to the screen, fantasizing about this incredible comeback story as your account balance just ticks down, tick by tick by tick.
All right, so we can all recognize the symptoms now. But to really fix this, we have to understand just how destructive this whole thing is. So let's dig into why hope is probably one of the most dangerous four-letter words in all of trading. This right here, this is the first lie we tell ourselves. It's that little voice of false logic that whispers that the market somehow owes you one. It's the classic gambler's fallacy, The idea that a coin that's landed on heads 5 times in a row is due for tails. But guess what? The market has no memory. It doesn't care what should happen, it's just going to do what it does.
And right on the heels of that first lie comes the second one. This is the sunk cost fallacy in action. Your brain totally shifts its focus from protecting the money you still have to this desperate attempt to recover the money you've already lost. But here's the tough part, the hard truth. That money is gone. The only decision that matters is what the best move is for your account, right now, in this moment.
And finally, we arrive at the bargaining stage. This is you literally trying to negotiate with a market that can't hear you and doesn't care. You're trying to cut a deal to get back to zero, just to avoid the pain of admitting you were wrong. But break even? It's a totally arbitrary number. It's your emotional safety net. It has nothing to do with a real, significant market level. So when you're caught in this web of excuses, you face 3 huge dangers. Number 1, you're not analyzing the market anymore. You're just projecting your hopes and needs onto it. Number 2, your capital is basically frozen, stuck in this dead trade, while much better opportunities are probably flying by. And number 3, and this is the most insidious one, every once in a while, this awful habit actually gets rewarded. The trade does come back, and that one random win cements this terrible behavior, just setting you up for an even bigger disaster down the road. So why are we so wired for this? Why is this trap so easy to fall into? Well, it comes down to some really powerful basic psychology. First, we're hit by loss aversion. Studies have shown the pain of a loss is literally felt about twice as strongly as the pleasure from an equal-sized gain. Then there's that sunk cost fallacy we just talked about, where we just keep throwing good money after bad. And finally, the big one, ego. Taking a loss feels personal. It feels like admitting, I was wrong. And our ego will fight tooth and nail to avoid ever saying that. Okay, so that's the problem in all its psychological glory. So, what's the antidote? It's not about becoming a robot or trying to eliminate emotions, because that's impossible. It's about having a system that is stronger than your emotions in that critical moment. It's all about the plan. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. I mean, look at the contrast here. The plan is proactive. It's what you build with a clear head before you ever enter the heat of the battle. Hope is purely reactive. It's the panic button you smash during the battle. A plan is built on data, on rules. Hope is built on fear and wishful thinking. A plan actually budgets for losses. It treats them as a cost of doing business. Hope just denies they should even happen. And here's the bottom line. A plan can be measured, tested, and improved over time. A wish is just smoke.
So how do we actually make this shift? How do we go from being driven by random hope to being guided by a concrete plan? Well, it's actually about building a few simple, unbreakable rules into your process.
It's just 4 steps. That's really it. First, write it down. Your entry, your invalidation point, your stop loss, and your target. Put it in writing before you put your money on the line. Second, you got to reframe how you see losses. They are not a reflection of how smart you are. They are a business expense, plain and simple. Third, automate your exit. Use a hard stop loss. You need to fire your emotional self from the job of closing losing trades. And fourth, review your work. After every single trade, win or lose, you have to ask one simple question. Did I follow my plan? This is how you build the muscle of discipline.
Now, theory is one thing, but let's make this really, really real. We're going to watch this exact scenario play out with the tale of 2 traders. They're going to take the exact same trade at the exact same time, but their approach, and of course their outcome, could not be more different.
So, on one side, we've got Trader A, the planner. She has a written plan for every single trade she takes. Her risk is clearly defined, a strict 1% of her account, no exceptions, and her stop loss is already in the system before she even clicks buy. And on the other side, we have Trader B, the hoper. He jumps into the same trade based on a gut feeling. He has no defined risk, and his exit strategy is basically, we'll see what happens.
Okay, the scene is set. Both traders go long on the Euro-USD pair, and almost immediately the trade starts to go south. This is it. This is that moment of truth. This is the exact point where the path of the planner and the path of the hoper split permanently.
Now for Trader A, the planner, what happens next is almost boring. It's anticlimactic. The price hits her preset stop loss, the system executes the order automatically, the trade is closed for a controlled, calculated 1% loss. It's not a drama, it's not a failure, it's just another line item in her business ledger. It's a total non-event.
Meanwhile, Trader B watches the price slice right through that exact same level where Trader A got out. And that internal monologue we talked about, it kicks right in. It's gone down so much, it has to bounce now. At this point, he's abandoned all logic. He is now officially trading on pure, unadulterated hope.
And then the drop gets faster. The hope starts to turn to fear and then to outright panic. He finally slams that close button, locking in a loss of 2.2%. That is more than double the original risk. That, right there, my friends, that is the tax you pay for trading on hope.
So let's just look at the scoreboard after this one trade. Trader A is down 1%. Her capital is almost entirely intact, and more importantly, mentally, she's calm, she's objective, and she is ready for the next valid setup. Trader B, he's down more than double that, but the damage is so much deeper than just the money. He's emotionally drained, he's full of self-doubt, and now he needs an even bigger win just to get back to where he started. It is a vicious, vicious cycle.
Look, if you only take one single thing away from this explainer today, please let it be this. Hope is not a trading strategy. It is the complete and total abandonment of one.
And so that just leaves a choice. Not just today, but with every single trade you take from this moment forward. You can be Trader A, the planner, who operates a business. Or you can be Trader B, the hoper, who essentially plays the lottery. The choice is yours. Which one will it be?